Hey y'all, we back. Hey CC, hey C Stones, I'm sorry. Yeah, we back. I apologize for that. We definitely apologize. Definitely want to apologize for that. Like, we've been having technical difficulties for a while. Hey, what's up, y'all? We back. Yeah, definitely want to apologize for that. Yeah, we've been having technical difficulties. We definitely want to apologize. We definitely want to apologize for that. It's been technical difficulties, and we definitely going to continue a little bit on. And I would just like definitely want to apologize for that. We sorry. So the guests are going to be back on. It's been messing up. It's been buffering. They've been playing along with it. I was just over here just listening. You know what I'm saying? Definitely want to apologize. They're going to be back on shortly. And I'm like I said, the technical difficulties, and I hit ended by mistake. So I definitely want to apologize for that. Definitely want to apologize. It just keeps on knocking me out the stream. So definitely want to apologize. And it keeps on sounding robotic. So it's been crazy. They keep on messing with it and stuff like that. So just give them a chance. They're going to be back on. I'm getting the layout together. Yeah, yeah, Supreme Ruler. Yeah, we back. Definitely want to apologize. Definitely want to apologize for that. So we can definitely go ahead to continue this build. I'm just waiting for them to get their emails once again. I emailed them, so they should be back on real shortly. So I'm sorry about that. Definitely apologize. I was trying to get back on, and it said in by mistake. So I'm definitely say sorry about that. Because I know the build was really, really good. Definitely don't want y'all to miss anything. So I'm just waiting for them to come back in. Just bear with us. Man, it's tiny, man. I've been mentally drained this week, man. It's just been one of those kind of weeks, man. It's just been, yeah, hey, Melanie, 1,000. I know they've been messing with it, but I just been mentally drained. I just been, yeah, man, just been like mentally tired. But like I said, I'm still going strong because want the fam to get this information out there, and we also waiting on Nova as well. So Nuff is on.
Peace, brother. Peace, brother. Peace. Yeah, I was just getting ready to go in, man, and I just was reading the chat. Somebody like, we don't see nothing. It went dark. I'm like, oh, what happened? I was just up here talking, but it's
Right,
all
yeah, my fault, man. It Yeah, I apologize for that, Nuff. Yeah, it kept on knocking me out, and I was ready to hit like jump back on, and it hit in by I hit in by mistake, and I was like, whoa, because y'all was going in for a second. So I definitely want to apologize for technical difficulties and the mishap.
Oh, well, hey, it happens, man. Shit. Being imperfect is the best perfection. That's the best perfection we can have is being imperfect. So sometimes things don't go according to plan. And that's when it's the greatest. That's when greatness happens. Because you have to do
Yeah,
things
that's
on the
definitely
fly.
true.
Because you got to do things on the fly, and that's when you use your creative imagination. You know what I'm saying, and visualization on how to make things happen the way you want them to happen, instead of following the script.
Yeah.
You know. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the history of Nesara. I guess you want to wait for the people to come up before I get started.
Uh, Fat boy.
You
You can
want to
check
wait?
on.
You want to wait for the people to come up before I get started, or do you just want to start?
Matter of fact, matter of fact,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send Noble the link once again. I'm gonna send him
Okay.
the link once again so he can get it. All right, so I'm about to.
You might as well erase that first one that you did.
Let me see.
I mean, I just want to make this a continuation.
It's gonna be a continuation. Yeah.
Um, I ain't gonna be on there too long. I'll just be
No.
up here for a little bit, then I'll see what I gotta say about what was said.
Okay.
Then I'm going to bed.
You're a part of this. You're a part of this, B4T. You're a part of this. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. You're a part of this.
Man, I gotta wake up early in the morning, bro.
Oh
I
yeah.
hear
Matter of
you.
fact, this is his email.
Yeah, that's his email.
All right.
It's like I do want to say something before y'all start about the so-called black woman though, because I saw you time out this one dude and some things I want to say about that. You know, um,
Great.
all right. I'm not gonna be here long, everybody.
Take your time.
It's a lot of trolls saying the so-called black woman is not God, but I want to tell you she is the closest thing, if not an ambassador of the divine feminine or the divine, the real true creator. All of you came from out the womb, so stop fronting. Your mother was your first teacher. Um, this is actual facts. As a Moor, when you wear your fez, what they call a tartar bush, you have the tassel. The tassel represents the umbilical cord to Allah. Any name ending with AH at the end is feminine. Um, y'all need to understand that all these deities were all feminine at one point in time. Okay.
That's right.
I recommended a book some time back called The Great Black Mama of Creation by Dr. Suzar. Many of us don't even know that the word car, but it's spelled Kar, is feminine. That even down to the name Haru was also feminine. That without a set, there would not be an Asar.
That's right.
Okay, who you call Isis, and who you call um none other than God damn, I can't remember how to pronounce his name. Osiris, yes, that's Osiris. So without her, it wouldn't be no him. And to be honest with you, you can't say the black woman or the Moabite woman is not God because your whole Bible is pretty much dealing with genes of ISIS, what you
Yep.
call genocide. Many of our scholars broke this down. Many of them, from Bobby Hemmett to all the legendary scholars, Dr. Delbert Blair. You know, they've been telling you over and over again. Do y'all even know that the war is also dealing with the melanated woman because she carries the seed, the real seed. Okay, and she's closer to God than anything because even Professor James Small spoke on that. in an interview with Sarnetta. We got a lot of waking up to do
Yep.
because honestly, the subconscious mind is 90% feminine, while the conscious mind is 10% masculine. You came out the darkness into the light. You didn't go into the light into the darkness. You gotta think about that.
Mm-hmm.
When you cross over or go ahead and transition, which pass away, you better take your ass straight into the darkness and not go towards the light because you'll bring your ass back down this motherfucker.
That's right. That's right.
You better start doing your research. You know what I'm saying? No, son of this agent, but I'm talking about an old video he did with Professor Smalls. You know what I'm saying? Professor Smalls
Big
spoke
boy.
on this. He said it's an old Egyptian text, ancient Kemetic text that even Amun Ra looked at his daughter, Mayat, and realized that his mother that gave birth to him was the real God, not him.
Right.
So I'm just letting you know this is an ancient text back in Kemet, predating your whole Hebrew Israelite thing or the tradition that was pretty much made up. Okay, because the word Israel is Isis, Ra, and El.
That's right.
Okay. Now you want to know what El is? El is also connected to Saturn. If you don't believe me, look it up. Okay, Saturn is connected to El. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
I was gonna say something before Tay. What I want to say, we quick to call people agents, and this no shade to. I mean, it's just a generalization. We quick to call people agents, but what are we agents of? What are we agents of? What are we actually doing? What work we actually putting in? So when we call other people agents, Sarnetta been putting in work for years. You know what I'm saying? And that goes
mhm,
to everybody else that's actually out here putting in work. We can't call okay, they're agents to what? What are they agents to? And what are you agent to? Everybody is
mhm,
agent.
right,
Everybody. They could because being an agent don't mean you a federal agent or a CIA or op. You an agent to something. I'm an agent to my wife. Look up the definition of agent.
right.
You'll see what I'm talking about. Hell yeah, he an agent. He been doing this shit for years for our people. He fell off. You know what I'm saying? And although you might not agree or disagree with the way he do things, at the end of the day, he been putting in work for a long time. So stop calling out
I
people
just
agents.
wanted to make some clarity.
Stop calling out people
Enough, and
agents.
I just wanted to bring clarity to some of the brothers on here. I apologize if I cut you. I just wanted to bring some clarity to brothers on here and
Yeah.
some sisters so they can know what's really going.
Yeah, and the black woman is God. The black woman is God. If you look up the word matriarch in matrix, what you got?
This thing getting on my
The matriarch is the matrix of everything in life. So when you talk about that the black woman ain't God, okay, where you got a patriarch? Well, where you got a patriarch set? You have a matrix that comes from a matriarch. That means the mother. That's where the matrix at inside the mother's womb. That was made everything. And
Mhm.
I'm gonna fall back. I don't want to get too fired up, man.
It's heavy, yo.
Mhm. Right. I just wanted to bring all that to light because I've seen a lot of trolls knocking
Yeah.
our women down, but don't realize they came from a woman or a womb
Mhm.
man, a man with a womb first and foremost. And you are a broken man that is a mutant. Okay, let's just go into that. You are an X-man, if you want to be technical, because the real X-man is the womb man. Okay, so let's just really be on point with this. You know what I mean? Our job was to be the protectors of the mothers or the wives.
Mhm,
We are the soldiers,
mhm.
and we supposed to also be there as helping them with teaching as well. So it's a lot that I really want to. but I felt like that needed to be said, because you know the great mother, who is the real most high or the divine, has 10,000 names and 10,000 titles. This is documented fact before your whole Christianity and Islam. We had statues of the great mother across the planet. Some of us called her Venus. And the crazy thing about Venus in Christianity and Judaism, or whatever you want to call it, even down to into the new age Islam or modern day Islam, she went by another name. And the name was Lucifer. That boogeyman name that everybody was scared of. Lucifer is another name for Venus. If you don't believe me, look that up. I've been talking about this stuff for a long time since I've been on his channel. So you need to really do research and realize this is your science, and they got you scared of your science, and they got you scared to even proclaim your nationality, have you call yourself Negro, black, and colored, moonshine, coons, and all this other crazy nonsense. You know what I'm saying? So you have three great brothers on here sharing this information that don't really have to do it, but they're doing it. I'm not. I'm talking to the trolls. They're doing it and been speaking upon this for a long time. And I know all the brothers on here personally. I talk to them personally. So if anything, trolls, y'all need to just sit back and watch this carefully and take notes from those that are teaching and those that are talking. You know what I'm saying? Because you're being educated for free. You think they're getting paid?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And and just touching on the ill el, that's actually um one of the noble titles. Okay, ill is short for uh Eloah. The seven Eloah are the seven ruling lords or planets that rules and make up they rule the day, and they make up the seven Elohim. So when you say uh, Isis, Amun Ra, Elohim, that's Israel. Okay, it's metaphysical, and Il is the creator, uh, spiritual legislators, and the Bays, Bey, are the enforcers. Okay, um, and naturally, uh, Ills are spiritual, and Bays are more so the enforcers of the laws that the Ills lay down. Um, so, and then you to address the whole mother piece about women being the creator is very true. At one point on this planet, Earth, Gaia, Terrestres, Terra, only supported the existence of a woman, okay, as far as those species go. And through the process of parthenogenesis, with her stimulating her own egg to create another being, um, which is herself, and creating um, another species of being, which would be man or male, um, she was able to do that process. And so the women is actually what you would call the creators on earth. And that's why everything goes back to mother. That's why we honor our women as mother. We say mothers in our movement, in our nation, because they're the mothers of civilization. And when you look at the mother, everything comes back to the creating force, the mother, right? She is the one that creates. You got your mother tongue that you speak, motherland that you're from. You have the motherboard. When you look down on this land, everything looks like a motherboard. Okay, she controls Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, whatever you want to call it. It all goes back to her throne. Um, you get all of your estate and access to property and all your assets through your inheritance, through the mother, the woman, the womb. So it's all about them, but it's not about ego for man or woman. Um, and then when you look at that ill, somebody got super son, Isis Ra ill, super son. You looking at Superman, right? Superman is the story of us dealing with Kal El, right? That's his free national name. That's his real title. And then when he was dealing with the corporation, he was Clark Kent. Okay, that S on his chest is not a quote unquote S. That's his family crest, which is the House of Il. KEL. Um, it's
Yep.
all symbolic of what's. You could do the research. It all goes back to us being
Yep.
on existence on other planets.
That's right. That's right. You 100% on that because his name was Ka-El. They came from the family of El. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? His whole family was Els.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And his original name wasn't Clark Kent, it was Ka-El.
Exactly.
And if you look at the etymology of the word Ka, it's the life force of man. It's a
That's
life
right.
force. So when we say Ka-El, that's the life force of God, which is within man.
Mm-hmm.
But it came from the woman.
Mm-hmm.
It came from something. We go from a triple state of darkness, from the seed inside of the sperm inside of the womb and the ovum, the sperm inside of the testicles, and then you have the ovum, which is the seed inside of the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the first two stages of darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Then the third stage is the baby being formed inside of the womb. It's the incubation period. And then you go inside the light. This inside of Kabbalah, you have that same process. It's called the Ain Sof, and the Ain Sof 4, coming from
Mm-hmm.
Kether down to Malkuth.
Mm-hmm.
That's the birthing process of light.
Mm-hmm.
We are light beings, and we up here just talking about the black woman. It's not about the woman being superior, dominant. It's about she's the vessel to bring forth light or
Right.
bring forth creation.
Mm-hmm.
And the feminine aspect of anything on creation bring forth light. It brings forth life. Light.
Mm-hmm.
It brings forth life, love.
Right.
So we can't sit up here and be so naive and be so, oh, we got our cojones in the bunch because we say the black woman is God or woman is God. You can't
Right.
don't just look at the science in it, do the scientific research
Mm-hmm.
and do it. Okay, so show me a man that having a baby naturally, not with no synthetic nothing. Show me a man that's having a baby. Now
Mm.
they did an article about some couple, some
Yeah.
rainbow couple, yeah, having a baby out of his anus.
Mm-hmm.
How you going? But this is the thing I'm saying. Try being constipated and passing a turd. Now imagine passing a 6 to 7, 8 pound baby out your rectum.
Wow.
You're not going to be able to walk. You will die,
Mm.
and that's a fact. So we got to get out of that fantasy that men are superior to women until we can push a baby out our pee hole. Then we can say we doing some shit.
Right.
All right.
And just one more thing. When you look at the sky, it's dark, carbon,
Yeah.
melanin. You see the darkness, the womb of the sky, and you see the white stars, the sperm flying through that womb.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same. It's all about the whole creation process. It all
Right.
leads back to and supports the uh, women in the process of creation here. So
Right.
enough of that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna touch since we talking about Gesara. We just went. I think this is just the ancestors' way of saying that this is what we need to talk about because people is confused as to the origins of creation, especially when people start talking about that the matriarch is not the supreme creator.
Yeah, that's
You know, it don't make sense. But I'm gonna get into this. It ain't gonna take long. This is going into the Nesara Gesara. This is the history of Nesara. I'm coming off 4tens.com, 4wins10.com. Um, this change began in the mid 1970s when the federal bank illegally foreclosed on farmers' mortgages all throughout the Midwest. In each of these cases, the farmers were defrauded by the banks with the approval of the Federal Reserve System. These court cases would eventually become known as the Farmers Claim Program. In 1978, an elderly ranch farmer in Colorado purchased a farm with a loan from the Federal Land Bank. After he died, the property was passed on to his son, Roy Schwarzinger Jr., who was a retired military general. Soon after, a federal land bank officer and a federal marshal appeared on his property and informed him the bank was foreclosing on his farm and to vacate within 30 days. Wow. Without his knowledge, his deceased father signed a stipulation which would reverted the property back to the Federal Land Bank in the event of the borrower's death. Yeah. Outraged, Roy Schwarzinger filed a class action lawsuit in the Denver federal court system. But the case didn't go very far, and the suit was dismissed for filing incorrectly. This is why it's important that when you start filing documents and things like that, you have to know case law. You have to know what you're doing when you start filing these cases. You have to know what you're doing. Facts. All right, let me go back to this. This began Roy Schwarzinger's investigation into the inner workings of the banking system. In 1982, he was given a contract by the U.S. Senate and later Supreme Court to investigate banking fraud. But because he was under strict non-disclosure order, he was not allowed to tell the media what he discovered. In the late 80s, he began sharing his knowledge with others, including high-ranking military personnel who helped him bring about a class action lawsuit against the federal government. The first series of these lawsuits began in the mid-1980s when William and Shirley Bakersfield of Fort Collins, Colorado, were involved in a bankruptcy case with First Interstate Bank of Fort Collins, who was trying to foreclose on a farm. At a restaurant, their lawyer informed them that he would no longer be able to help them and walked off. Overhearing the conversation, Roy Schwarzinger offered his advice on how to appeal the case in bankruptcy court. In 1987, they filed an appeal, case number 87-C-716, within the United States District Court of Colorado. And I looked up that court number and that case number, and it's right there. I looked it up. Case number 87-C-716. On November 3rd, 1988, the Denver federal court system ruled that indeed the banks had defrauded the Bakersfield and proceeded to reverse the bankruptcy decision. But when the foreclosed property was not returned, they filed a new lawsuit Eventually, 23 other farmers, ranchers, and Indians swindled by the banks in the same matter would join the case. All right. In these cases, the banks were foreclosing on the properties using fraudulent methods such as charging exuberant interest, illegally foreclosure, or by not crediting mortgage payments to their accounts, meaning that they was paying these people and they weren't crediting what they was paying to the accounts of the mortgage. But that's another story about how a mortgage ain't really a mortgage and you don't really have to pay that shit. But that's another story. What was I at? But instead could only back loans as a grantor in case of default, because the federal land bank has violated this rule. The farmers' legal team was able to successfully sue the bank for damages, and you could do the same shit.
Yep.
You could do the same thing. But I'm not about to go into it right now because you got people that's listening to this that's not ready for nationalization. So I'm just going to go through the history of this Nesara. All right. And then maybe we can do something on at a later date how we can talk about these laws and things we can do as remedy on how we can get out of these contracts as far as mortgages and debt and taxes and land contracts and all this. It's remedy for all this. Okay. The district court ruled in favor and ordered the banks to return the stolen properties with help from either federal marshals or the National Guard. But when no payments were made, the farmers declared involuntary Chapter 7 bankruptcy against the Federal Land Bank and the Farmers Credit System. The banks appealed their case, insisting they were not a business but a federal agency. Therefore, they were not liable to pay the damages. So the farmers' legal team adopted a new strategy. According to the Federal Land Bank 1933 charter, they are not allowed to make loans directly to applicants, but instead could only back loans as a grantor in case of default. Because the Federal Land Bank had violated this rule, the farmer legal teams was available to successfully sue the bank for damages. Word began to spread. The legal team would teach others how to fight foreclosure and to help them file lawsuits as well. Case number 33-1308-M. All right, that's the case number. If y'all want to look it up, case number 93-1308-M. Celebrities such as Willie Nelson joined in the cause and helped raise money during his Farm Aid concerts. A lot of y'all might be too young to know about Farm Aid. It came with Live Aid. It came with We Are the World, We Are the Children. It was that same movement. It was the same movement when Live Aid was happening and Farm Aid was happening, and they was having these singer celebrities doing these collaborations and making these songs. And this is when all these things was happening in the 80s. Y'all all right?
Yep.
All right. All right, let's go. Here's a celebrities such as Willie Nelson joined in the cause and helped raise money during his Farm Aid concerts. Here's a short clip of Willie Nelson describing in his words the series of events leading up to the farmers' claim legal case. The Bakersfield case had now become the farmers' claims class action lawsuit. Excuse me, y'all. Worried about the legal ramifications, the government retaliated against the farmers by hitting them with outrageous IRS fees or by imprisoning the legal team under frivolous, non-related charges. When the farmers realized they were being unfairly targeted, they had military generals such as General War Schwarzenegger sit in the courtroom to make sure the bribed judges would vote according to constitutional law. That's important. Constitutional law is important. All right. The farmers now, with a large team of knowledgeable people of the law behind them, filed a new case to claim additional charges from the fraudulent loaning activities of the farmers' credit system. The government tried to settle, but they had already lost many cases and were now losing the appeals as well. More and more evidence was collected. According to the National Banking Act, all banks are required to register their charters with the Federal and State Bureau of Records, but none of the banks complied, allowing the legal team to sue the farmers' credit system. Not only was farmers' credit system not chartered to do business with the American Banking Association, but so were other quasi-government organizations such as the Federal Housing Administration, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, and even the Federal Reserve Bank. The farmers' claims lawsuit was thrown out of court at each level, with records purposely destroyed. So in the early 1990s, Roy Schwarzenegger brought the case before the United States Supreme Court. Some of the content of this case is sealed from public eyes, but most of it can be viewed today. Almost unanimously, the U.S. Supreme Court judges ruled that the Farmers Union claims were indeed valid. Therefore, all property foreclosed by the farmers' credit system was illegal, and all those who were foreclosed would have to receive damages. In addition, they ruled that the United States federal government and banks had defrauded the farmers and all U.S. citizens out of vast amounts of money and property. And I'm telling y'all this because I'm really trying to get y'all to understand something. If some simple fucking farmers bring up a case and take it this far, what can you do, people? What can y'all do? Y'all want to sit up here and talk about Black Lives Matter. Y'all want to protest and y'all want to march and shit. Take these motherfuckers to court. Learn case law. This is a case study. This is a case law study about how you can take the fucking government to court. Instead of sitting up here complaining and being satisfied with your wares, with your Jordans and your Gucci's and having a WAP. This is remedy. And I ain't even got to the Nesara shit yet. This is how I'm telling y'all the history. And I'm sorry if I'm passionate, but you know, I gotta give it to y'all raw like this. You know what I'm saying? I think this is why they saved me for last. The thing is, man, and as I go through this, I went through the history first. So that we can understand how we can use the law for ourselves, because it was there as a safeguard for the same shit that we going up under. It was sent there, the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. Those are documents that was. I'm not even going to talk about the Treaty of Peace and Friendship right now, because that's irrelevant, because y'all don't even know the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And it all ties in because we gave them a charter to do business and commerce on this soil. And so if they fucking us without Vaseline, they raw fucking us without Vaseline, and we enjoying it. We like it. We love it. Give us more. We want it. They're gonna keep giving it to us. So when we have remedy and we be like, okay, we don't want this shit no more. We can do this ourselves. We can stick a broom in our ass ourselves. We don't need you to fuck us, all right? So we can do it how we do it, all right? Let us do it on our own. We gonna do this on our own. We're here to bring remedy, people. We're here to bring solutions to our problem. And never mind how I talk. I'm doing it for shock value. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it for shock value and to get your attention. You know what I'm saying? Because this is an actual document. This is documented in history how some farmers that had their house foreclosed, their farm foreclosed on, actually brought things to happen by going to court and knowing the law. All right. Okay. And furthermore, the court ruled the shocking truth. Oh, hold on. I got to put my plug in right quick for my computer shut off. All right, here we go. Let me go back to this. Hold on. What was I? Okay. And furthermore, the court ruled the shocking truth that the IRS was a Puerto Rican trust.
Mm.
And that the Federal Reserve was unlawful. That the income tax amendment was only ratified by 4 states and therefore was not a legal amendment. And that the IRS code was not enacted into positive law with the Code of Federal Regulations, and how the U.S. government illegally foreclosed on farmers' homes with help from federal agencies. So the IRS isn't even a entity of the government of the United States Republic of America.
Exactly.
And you notice how I said that United States Republic of America instead of saying the United States of America. It's a difference. It's a difference.
You're damn right.
Okay, positive law. Laws have been enacted by a properly instituted and recognized branch of government. Irrefutable proof was presented by a CIA agent. He had provided testimony and records of the bank's illegal activities to lead further evidence that the farmers' union's claim was indeed legitimate. The implications of such a decision was profound. All gold, silver, and property titles taken by the Federal Reserve and IRS must be returned to the people. The legal team sought assistance from a small group of benevolent visionaries consisting of politicians, military generals, and business people who have been secretly working to restore the Constitution since the mid-1950s. Why should they restore the Constitution? Because evidently the Constitution that we're working on right now has to be false. It's not the real Constitution. Right? Somehow within their ranks, a 4-star U.S. Army general received title and receiver of the original 1933 United States bankruptcy. When the case was brought before the United States Supreme Court, they ruled in his favor, giving the Army general title over the United States Inc. Legal action was then passed to the Senate Finance Committee, and Senator Sam Nunn, who was working with George Washington, with the help of the covert congressional and political pressure, President George Herbert Walker Bush issued an executive order on October 23rd, 1991, which provided a provision allowing anyone who has slaves in the government to receive payment as long as it is within the rules of the original format of the case. Executive Order number 1. Hold on 1 second. Let me get my thoughts together. Y'all all right, y'all there? Hello?
Yeah, we're still there.
All right, I'll make sure y'all still here. All right, let me get back to this right quick. All right. According to the Federal Reserve Act, I gotta go to the executive order. The executive order number is 12778. Principles of ethical conduct of government officers and employees, October 23rd, 1991. I'm giving y'all documents so y'all can look this up and find it for yourselves. That's why I'm taking my time to go over certain case numbers and things like that. So if y'all want to, on your own time, look it up, because it's right there, because I did it, and it's right there. According to the Federal Reserve Act of 1913, all present and succeeding debts against the U.S. Treasury must be assumed by the Federal Reserve. Thus, the farmers' claim legal team was able to use that executive order to not only force the Federal Reserve to pay out damages in a gold-backed currency, but also allow them to receive legal ownership over the bankruptcy of the United States Incorporated. To collect the damages, the farmer legal team used an obscure attachment to the 14th Amendment, which most people are not aware of. After the Civil War, the government allowed citizens to claim a payment on anyone who suffered damages as a result of the federal government failing to protect its citizens from harm or damages by a foreign government. Listen closely to this, y'all. President Grant had this attachment sealed from public eyes, but somehow the farmers' legal team got a hold of it. If you listen to that carefully, it specifies damages by a foreign government. The foreign government is the corporate federal government, which has been masquerading to the public as the constitutional government. Remember, this goes back to the Organic Act in 1871 and the Trading with the Enemies Act in 1933, which defined all citizens as enemy combatants under the federal system known as the United States. The justices and farmers' legal team recognized how the evil and corrupt federal government had become, and to counteract this, they added some provisions in the settlement to bring the government back under control. It's a lot more, but I'm trying to I can't condense it. I'm sorry. I can't. But what I'm gonna do, I'm about to go into this right here. I'm almost done though. I'm almost done. A, first they would have to be paid using a lawful currency, backed by gold and silver as the Constitution dictates. This will eliminate inflation and gyrating economic cycles created by the Federal Reserve System. Second, they will be required to go back to common law instead of admiralty law under the gold fringe flags. Under common law, if there is no damage or harm done, then there is no violation of the law. This would eliminate millions of laws which were used to control the masses and protect corrupt politicians. Is y'all getting this? I'm talking to the chat, because this is some heavy shit right here. That's why I'm glad that D-Miles want to do this, because I'm not going to talk about this no more. It's right here. And the reason why we losing is because we're not fighting correctly. We're fighting the wrong way, y'all. We fighting, we fighting, we up here fighting and thinking that because we melanated, we got rights to shit. Now under this system, we have to fight. We have to be in the fight to win. We can't sit up here and think because we're blessed to be black that we blessed to not be in lack, because that's besides the point. If we sit up here and we look at our lives and we see that we're not getting a fair shake inside of society because of the color of our skin, because we don't know. But now you know this is case law right here. This is case law. This is what it is. Let me make sure I'm still here. Check it. All right. I'm still here. Okay, I'm choppy, but it's okay. We all right. We all right. I just had to check in. Let's continue. All right, let me get back to this. All right. Lastly, the IRS would have to be dismantled and replaced with a national sales tax. This is the basis of the Nesara law. When the legal team finally settled on a figure, each individual will receive an average of $20 million, a $20 million payout per claim, multiplied by a total of 336,000 claims that were filed against the United States federal government. The total payout will come out to a staggering $66 trillion. Now, what was the first stimulus package? $6.6 trillion. That was the first stimulus package. Look it up. That was the first stimulus package, $6.6 trillion. All right. And this was the payout claim of this suit that would have given this claim out to 336,000 claims would have been $6.6 trillion. The U.S. Supreme Court placed a gag order on the case, struck all information from the Federal Registry, and placed all records in the Supreme Court files. Up to that point, Senator Sam Nunn kept the Bakersfield case records within his office. A settlement was agreed to out of court, and the decision was sealed by Janet Reno. Because the case was sealed, claimants are not allowed to share out documents to the media outlets without violating the settlements. But they can still tell others about the lawsuit. This is why you probably never heard about this. In 1991, Roy Schwarzenegger went before the Senate committee to present evidence to the banks and government's criminal activity. He informed them how the corporation of the United States was tied to the establishment of a new world order, which would bring about a fascist one world government ruled by international bankers. So in 1992, a task force was put together consisting of over 300 retired and 35 active U.S. military officers who strongly supported constitutional law. This task force was responsible for investigating government officials, congressional officers, judges, and the Federal Reserve. They uncovered the common practice of bribery and extortion committed by both senators and judges. The criminal activity was so rampant that only 2 out of 535 members of Congress were deemed honest. But more importantly, they carried out the first ever audit of the Federal Reserve. I'm gonna read a couple more paragraphs, and then I'm gonna shut this down and go straight down to what I really wanted to get into. All right, let me see where I'm at. All right. I'm just gonna go here. Okay, Nesara is the most groundbreaking reformation to sweep not only this country but the planet in its entire history. The act does away with the Federal Reserve Bank, the IRS, the shadow government, and more. Nesara implements the following changes. Number 1, zeroes out all credit card, mortgage, and other bank due to illegal banking and governmental activities. This is the Federal Reserve worst nightmare, a jubilee or a forgiveness of debt. I'm gonna stop right there, and I'm gonna say that a lot of people that I've been in contact with on YouTube group, Facebook groups, and also on Twitter, has been talking about how they don't have mortgage payments no more, that their student loans been wiped clean. Even me myself, my car note was over $20,000. Now it's like only $12,000. You know what I'm saying? It's less than that because I've been paying on it. You know what I'm saying? But it was $24,000 for my car, but now it's only like 12. It might be 10,000 now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna own my car very, very soon. So just know that when I'm going through these, you're going to be able to see that a lot of these things are actually happening already. Number 2, abolishes the income tax. Okay, Donald Trump just signed the executive order of a tax holiday. All right.
And every time I've been going to the grocery store, I haven't have to pay taxes.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right.
It's in order.
Okay, my wife just said every time she go to the grocery store, she don't have to pay taxes on anything.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Today when I bought the baby's milk, I didn't pay taxes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 3, abolishes the IRS. Employees of the IRS will be transferred into the U.S. Treasury national sales tax area. Now, if y'all haven't been paying attention, the IRS buildings and things that deals with the IRS has been closed. A lot of these buildings have been closed. And when you got your stimulus check and you got that letter from stimulus check, I still got mine, and it's signed Donald Trump, chairman of the U.S. Treasury. All right. So just understand this, just understand that things are happening. All right. Number 4, creates a 14% flat rate, non-essential, new items only sales tax revenue for the government. In other words, food and medicine will not be taxed, nor will used items such as old homes. Mm-hmm. Number 5, increased benefits to senior citizens. What's happening right now? Good. They're doing things for senior citizens. Good. All right. Returns constitutional law to the courts in legal matters. And this the one that Brother Noble Isaiah and Brother B. Miles been talking about. Number 7. Reinstates the original title of nobility amendment. Hundreds of thousands of Americans under the control of foreign powers will lose their citizenship, be deported to other countries, and barred from re-entry for the remainder of their life. And millions of people will soon discover their college degrees are now worthless paper. So the title of nobility that Brother Noble Isaiah was talking about, when he said El and Bey and Day and Ali, things like that, those are the original title of nobility of the planet. Not these esquires or these doctors or these, these judges and these congressional seats, and they're not title of nobility. They has nothing to do with us. And this is happening as we speak. There was a Supreme Court justice that all of a sudden died. You know what I'm saying? And when I did my research on this sister, she actually, I ain't gonna call her a sister, but she actually had liver cancer, pancreatic cancer, colon cancer, lung cancer, and then all of a sudden she died of what? Cancer. So, and all these judges and all these judges have to be, and lawyers have to be retaught constitutional law. All right, they can't continue going about this way. Let me continue so I can end this shit, because I know I'm talking a lot. Okay, number 8, establishes new presidential and congressional elections within 120 days after Nesara's announcement. the interim government will cancel all national emergencies and return us back to constitutional law. Number 9, monitor elections and prevent illegal election activities of special interest groups. This was happening right now. The mail-in ballot shit. All right? Pay attention, y'all. Know what's going on. All right? Number 10, creates a new U.S. Treasury rainbow currency backed by gold, silver, and platinum precious metals, ending the bankruptcy of the United States initiated by Franklin Roosevelt in 1933. Forbids the sale of American birth certificate records as chattel property bonds by the United States Department of Transportation. Initiate number 12 initiates new U.S. Treasury bank system in alignment with constitutional law. 13 eliminates the Federal Reserve System during the transitional period. The Federal Reserve will be allowed to operate side by side the U.S. Treasury for 1 year in order to remove all Federal Reserve notes from the money supply. 14 restores financial privacy. 15 retains all judges and attorneys in constitutional law. 16 ceases all aggressive U.S. government military actions worldwide. 17 establishes peace throughout the world. Do y'all see what's happening? That's all I gotta say. Please understand and see what's happening on a geopolitical level. All right. Numbers 18 releases enormous sums of money for humanitarian purposes, not individual purposes, humanitarian purposes. All right. So don't think that because you claim your nationality and you with a nation state or something that you're gonna get $10 million. It don't work like that. It don't. And it's not gonna work like that. I wouldn't allow it to work like that. All right. Okay. Humanitarian purposes. What are you going to do with the money? How are you going to use it? What is it going to be used for? Me, myself, I want to develop land. I want to develop land so that I can create a community for our people with houses, homes, free energy. I want to go into the Tesla energy grid type shit. You know what I'm saying? I want us to have our own running water so we can have hydropower. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to do. All right? I'm not up and sitting thinking about reparations. Let me continue. All right. 19 enables the release of over 6,000 patents of suppressed technologies that are being withheld from the public under the guise of national security, including free energy devices, anti-gravity, and sonic killing machines. All right. Because President Clinton clone had no interest in signing Nesara into law on October 10th, 2000, under orders of the U.S. military generals, the elite Navy SEALs, and Delta Force stormed the White House and under gunpoint forced Bill Clinton to sign Nesara. During this time, Secret Service and White House security personnel were ordered to stand down, disarmed, and allowed to witness this event under gag order. All right. Now, September 11th, 2001. All right. Just before the next step to announce Nesara to the world, but it's not an easier task to do. Many powerful groups tried to prevent the implementation of Nesara. The Nesara law requires that at least once a year, an effort to be made to announce the law to the public. 3 current U.S. Supreme Court judges controlled the committee in charge of Nesara's announcement. These judges have used their overall authority to secretly sabotage Nesara's announcement. In 2001, after much negotiation, the Supreme Court justices ordered the current Congress to pass resolutions approving Nesara. This took place on September 9th, 2001, 18 months after Nesara became law. On September 10th, 2001, George Bush Sr. moved into the White House to steer his son on how to block the announcement. The next day, on September 11th, 2001, at 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time, Alan Greenspan was scheduled to announce the new U.S. Treasury banking system, debt forgiveness for all U.S. citizens, and abolishment of the IRS as part of the announcement of Nesara. Just before the announcement at 9 a.m., Bush ordered the demolition of the World Trade Center to stop the international computers on floors 1 and 2 in the North Tower from initiating the new U.S. Treasury banking system. And I'm stopping right there. Y'all all right? All right, I'm done. I'm done. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I'm finished, y'all. Yeah, they still. I think brother got knocked off. Let me see. No, brother Isaiah right there. He's just off his camera right now. But yeah, we had to bring remedy, y'all. I mean, let's talk about solutions to the problem instead of still talking about the problem. We know the white man, the white man. What about these niggas killing us on the street? What about these niggas? What about black people killing us on the street? Is that the white man's fault that they're killing us? I'm more worried about a nigga shooting me in the fucking head than a fucking police officer, and that's real. You know, that's what I'm more worried about. I'm not focused on what the police gonna do to me. I'm focused on what one of these black people gonna do to me. And that's fact. I see brother Isaiah Avatar there. I'm trying to see what yeah, I'm trying to see where they at. I don't know what happened to them, but we still here. I'm trying to I know I was long with it with my presentation, but what we're not gonna do. Okay, so what about abortion? If you don't go to the abortion clinic, you know what I'm saying? That's not my fault. That's not my problem. I'm pro-life. You know what I'm saying? I have as many babies as my wife would want to have. And when she says it's done, it's done. I know how to pull up. You know? And okay, everything has melanin. Everything has melanin. You know, everything has melanin. Everything possesses melanin. So anybody can claim themselves as melanated beings. Everything has melanin. But the key thing that we don't get is that we have a specific type of melanin within us. It's called neuromelanin.
Oh yeah, everybody don't have that.
And everybody don't have neuromelanin. Just like white people can go in the sun, they can tan. You wanna know what that means? They got melanin in their body.
Surface melanin.
You know, that don't mean that.
The neuromelanin connects us straight to the source.
Yeah, even Caucasians got melanin in them.
Neuromelanin connects us straight to the source though. They have to do extra shit. We don't.
All right, so what? Am I doing this by myself now? But you know what? We love y'all, man. We love y'all. And you know, okay, Trump signed executive order in 2017 to cease all access to any person tied to crimes against humanity. You goddamn right. Yeah, I read that. You're right.
And another thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna ask for Isaiah on another note. I'm gonna ask you, brother. about what we was talking about today as far as the
We're not gonna talk about what we was talking about.
I'm talking about the Declaration of the Rights of the Indigenous People.
Okay.
One of the acts that deal with genocide.
Where y'all at, man? All right. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm like, all right. I'm going to something else. I don't want to take up the whole stream, but
Well, maybe it got kicked off.
no, it's still live. Still live. Second, man. Let me go pay water bill. I'll be right back. If white folks can live good, why the hell can't God chosen people? Because y'all don't want to live. Because y'all don't want to. And that's, y'all don't. Because check it out. And this will piss me off about our people. We feel like we have to be given permission, or we feel like we have to be told to live free. We feel like we have to be given something. We don't have to be given shit. The only thing we have to do is just act upon our God-given birthright. Instead of waiting for somebody to come and save us, we got to save ourselves. That's what they fucking did. And as long as we still have this defeatist attitude, as far as waiting on somebody to do something for us, or wait for somebody to give us the okay, niggas, okay, it's okay, y'all can be free now. Okay, niggas, it's okay. Y'all can do for self now. Y'all don't have to depend on us to go to reparations. Here we go. Okay, so if we sit up here and we continue to live by that standard, we'll never get there. And I apologize the way I have to bring it, but I have to bring it this way, because if I brought it to you, love, peace, and light, and all this, if I brought it to you this way, love and light, my brothers and sisters, and love, and y'all not gonna understand it. I gotta give y'all information in your asses, and I gotta slap y'all upside the head with a mallet of truth. That if we as a people just don't get up off our ass and just say fuck this shit and use the remedies that we need to use, that we're bringing, you know what I'm saying, for free. You know what I'm saying? We're not saying, okay, give us $1,000 and we'll make let's get $1,000 donations for everybody listening on the channel. Give it to B Miles and let's go buy some land. No, we're not doing that. We're bringing y'all information as a remedy. All right? And I don't know where everybody went. I guess I'm up here, I don't know. But I all right, I'm about to jump on this phone and see what the brothers at. I'm about to see where everybody at. Y'all all right? Y'all good? I hope that the information Cynthia Simmons. One thing, you can email me and we can figure it out. Noomchevy at gmail.com. NOO. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Let me go to the YouTube and I'm gonna put my email in the chat, and then that way, you can come in. This nigga right here, and remove you. Let me get you up out of here. Um, Remove you. Yeah, bro. We don't need you over here, bro. Go there. Somewhere else. Mm-hmm. All right. Let me put it in. These niggas straight up stalking. I just put my email in there. Cynthia Simmons. Email me. Hit me up. And that go for anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to wait for the brothers to come back up. I'm about to call them right now. And see if there was technical difficulty on their end. And you know, like always, it's a different party when it comes to interpersonal contact. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I'm not gonna Skyhawk, you answered that question. You asking this question, okay? You said what doing for self actually mean? Ask yourself that question. Just ask yourself that question. Why are you asking me that question? That's like an oxymoron. You know what I mean? Ask yourself that question. What do doing for self actually mean to you? It's not what I. It's not the definition. It's your own.
All right, okay. Because when I'm actually thinking about doing this, I'm actually thinking about, having another continuation on this. Hello?
I'm on the live stream now. I hear you. I'm right here.
Okay. Okay, got you. Yeah, definitely do apologize for that. Yeah, man, like it just keeps on knocking us out, and we gotta keep on coming back in. And what I'm thinking about doing is I'm actually thinking about, try to have like a continuation, maybe sometime tomorrow for real to like cover some more things so we can go a lot deeper. So I'm actually thinking about doing that tonight. I mean, not tonight, but probably sometime maybe tomorrow or before I go go back. Excuse me. So we definitely do apologize for that, man. And yeah, it's yeah, because the stuff that we bring to y'all is definitely a lot of information, and we definitely want people to like grab a hold on this information as well.
Yeah, because I actually went in on the history of Nesara, and I think I got a little long winded, but it's a lot. It's just so much. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much. And that's why I don't think people really understand is that it's so much information to the point that you ain't gonna get it in one sitting. You know what I'm saying? I think we should actually set up a fucking lecture circuit for this shit. For real, some type of way,
Right.
set up a lecture circuit and just go in on a lecture circuit.
Hmm.
And I had to boot one person off, man. They come up as another name, but it's the same person. I talked to you about another time, but it's the same cat. I had to get him the hell up out of here.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. These trolls is ridiculous. They be it's like they be stalking me, man. But but I'm about
Pretty
to get
much.
up out of here, bro. Hey, brother, I want you to go ahead and get your rest. You know what I'm saying? Just to be mindful to the subscribers and everything, and to keep things in the proper context. I don't want to be disrespectful with your time as well as my own. You know what I'm saying? So I know you tired, you work hard, brother. Go ahead and get your rest. And we can continue this another day. This won't be the last time we come up and do this. But what I'm about to do, I'm about to start a new platform, you know what I'm saying, on Zoom. Then that way it'll be a little more crispy. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to do Zoom and it'll be a little more crispy and things. And we're gonna do what thing. And I would like first of all, I would like to thank B Miles and Brother Isaiah for having me up here. I would like to thank everybody in the chat. Y'all been going bananas, even the trolls. The trolls gave me the most energy. I appreciate the energy. You know what I'm saying? And most of all, man, thank the creators and the ancestors, the Most High and the ancestors for coming and gracing us with the energy to continue and doing this. And we're gonna keep doing what we do. And I love you, my brother from another realm, man. I appreciate you, man. No doubt. And B Miles, you're gonna have to give me your address so I can send you some things. You know what I'm saying? I fixed up Brother Isaiah package for him. I want to send you in, Brother B Forte, a package with my
Breaking up enough.
Yeah, I'm breaking up. All right. Well, I want to send y'all a package, so I need you to send me y'all address so I can send y'all these crystal packages, like these crystals right here. He broke up. Like these crystals right here, they raw natural crystals. And I'm gonna send this to y'all, as an appreciation. Super Sensei, anything, any day, anytime you want it, bro. Anytime. Just email me and we can set it up, bro. It ain't no big thing. Put it on your channel. Send me an invite. But this is the crystals that I have, and I'm gonna send y'all a package. So I'm about to get up out of here. B Miles, I see you falling asleep. I'll holler back, brother. Go ahead and end this live.
Hello? No?
Yeah, I'm here. You can go ahead and end the live. I'll talk to you. I'll call you tomorrow.
It sound real choppy. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on.
It's all right. I'll call you tomorrow. I'll call you tomorrow. We'll talk tomorrow. Go ahead and get some sleep.
Said again enough. I'm still trying to recognize what you're saying. My fault.
end the live. Go ahead, end the live. That way, you know, I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay, brother.
All right.
Peace.
Peace. And Super Sensei, go ahead.